TNC Predators turn to ban. OGs turn to ban. TNC Predators turn to ban. OGs turn to ban. TNC Predators turn to ban. OGs turn to ban. TNC Predators turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Let me know when you're back. Okay. Just throwing the pre-rolls out.
Grimstroke.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
All right, and welcome back here to Game 3 between TNC and OG. Game 1 going to OG pretty handily. Game 2 very much in the favor of TNC as they steamrolled past OG. And now Game 3, the decider, is coming your way. I'm now joined here by Wingblade. It has been a solo cast for Game 1, joined by Mo Farah Game 2, joined by Wingblade Game 3. Basically, you know, we're getting versatile here. Wingblade, I think you just woke up. I'm not sure if I disturbed your sleep, but I appreciate you for joining me.
You can wake me up for a good Dota anytime, honestly. Actually, no, please don't wake me up. I like my sleep.
Well, we get into this Game 3, and it'll wake you up, because this series has been pretty exciting, despite the fact that, you know, the games have been semi one-sided, and I expect this Game 3 to be just a barn burner of a game. You've got Ogre Magi picked up by OG as well as the Nature's Prophet. Now back to the Sven for TNC, and this time they pick up the Grimstroke, as Grimstroke was picked up by OG last game, and they banned the Bat Rider as well as the Ancient Apparition, what we saw with the Sven in the previous game for TNC. So they get rid of those pieces that really controlled them and made their life a miserable time during that game too. So they also banned the Spirit Breaker, which was played by Jerax in Game 1 that was very effective, and then Beastmaster and Magnus. So starting off with some lockdown, you know, the Grimstroke Sven combination with the Inkswell, as well as getting over there with the Stormhammer. It's a lot of pressure from TNC, and OG a little bit of a different lineup than what we've been seeing the last two games. So, you know, what about these two picks for both sides have been interesting?
Well, I just still really love seeing the Grimstroke. He's been nerfed to oblivion, but still, this hero provides a little bit of everything. He has silence, he has a lot of magic damage, he has a stun, and that Soulbind is just so strong against Carriage, which suffer from being kited. So, no surprise seeing that hero still getting picked up first phase, especially when you pair it with a hero like Sven. So, on top of that huge mid-game teamfight control, you also have some really strong laning prowess, so makes a lot of sense seeing Grim Sven picked up in the first phase. OG is a bit more interesting to me. I don't really regard Ogre Magi as a really tier 1 hero right now. But at the same time, if you do want to pick up that Ogre, you might as well do it early, because you don't really want to waste like last picks on an Ogre. Come on.
Pick him up second, not a hero you see all too often. And I mean, what's going to be his role in this game? Like, why, you say that he's not a tier 1 kind of pick, but like, what is he here to give OG?
Ten seconds remaining. OG's turn to pick. TNC Predators turn.
Earth Shaker.
I'm all about the Midas pub build, not gonna lie. Doing that a lot recently. It's been getting flamed a lot.
OG's turn to pick.
It's very fair, but at least stay for one more game, as Earthshaker picked up for OG, Sand King for TNC, and right into that Morphling that they tried to make work in the previous game. And this time they're not up against the Ancient Apparition, they're not dealing with the Ice Blast, as they're up against the Sand King Sven and Grimstroke, but Morphling picked up here for OG.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. OG's turn to ban.
Templar Assassin.
TA getting picked up here for TNC. A hero that has been talked about a lot. You see it get down to the last couple of picks of a draft and it's not banned. You're thinking TA. It's very popular right now, very effective in these drafts. Picked up by TNC, and I mean, it looks pretty good this game. How do you think it's going to go for this TA, with the 4 picks from both sides?
TNC Predators turn to ban.
Ban the Warlock. Are we going to see a Blink Dagger? I mean, usually you see a Blink Dagger on Sven, so it would be Blink on Sven as well as Sand King and potentially the TA as well. Or is this a game where maybe you save that gold for something else for Sven and just let the TA and the Sand King work with that, get that initiation in with the Blink Burrow Strike, and have the TA have a Blink as well?
TNC Predators turn to pick.
Mm-hmm.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
They've got the last pick, so they'll see what TNC round up their lineup with. It looks like they are working for potentially another support here, unless that Sand King's going to be rolling into the 4. And not that much. OG didn't want to be up against that Warlock. They used it in the first game to get their victory. They saw how strong it was, and Fatal Bonds with a Sven and a Sand King ringing away at you, and what power the TNC lineup has already with just 4 picks would have been disgusting. So very wise to ban that out and get that out.
OG's turn to pick.
Wind Ranger at your service.
Yeah, I watched it yesterday as Weeha used it in the matchup I watched was against Gambit, and he played it really well. So, making the hero popular again just by playing it well. It is here with the TA, Sand King, Sven, and Grimstroke, but they've already got the TA. I saw Weeha play it, and it was obviously mid. Is this, this doesn't look like it's going to be a similar situation for TNC, though. And then
You may now
Tiny
select your heroes.
Wow.
for OG.
I expected a lot of stuff, but Tiny was not one of them. Okay, so it's gonna be Tiny against TA mid. I wouldn't necessarily say that Tiny is a counter. But if Tiny gets some momentum, there are some heroes for him to blow up. But at the same time, can you really kill a Sven and a TA? I'm not super sure about this pick. A lot of weight is on the shoulders of Ana right now.
Yeah, as it was in the previous game. And
I mean, in previous games for OG all the time, right?
Yeah. He seems to get... his shoulders are very buff, as he has carried this team plenty of times. But, yeah. See what he's able to do. Thompson on this Tiny. It was Tiny and Ogre yet to be picked up, and for that split second, I was like, come on. Thompson Ogre, give it to me. But obviously he ended up picked up the Tiny. Would have been interesting, that's for sure. I would have loved it. Every moment of it. But Thompson on the Tiny. Then for TNC, Tim's on the Wind Ranger. Armel with the Templar Assassin. Cuckoo on that. Sand King. Gabby on the Sven. AU on the Grimstroke. So we'll reposition Sand King. Windrunner. Wind Ranger.
I've seen mechs, I've seen force staves, I've seen blinks. It's always fun to see.
Prepare for battle.
Ooh, looks like TNC might go aggressive here. And I do really love this, because being tri-laned is not something that Morphling enjoys. And when I look at this Wind Ranger, Sven Grimstroke lane, that's so scary.
Spamming the Sebs, tipping Seb. I think everybody in the game just tips Seb.
Yeah, right.
It's free levels. Must be great. Except for Tim. Gotta be a rebel.
I wonder if he got paid for Valve using his name like this.
Would be nice. Each purchase, he gets a percentage for the Seb, especially when it gets into that 2000 Battle Pass level range where you're just yelling Seb forever.
I mean, every single time someone uses the Seb emote, I feel like $1 gets added to Seb's money pool.
Rolling out.
Three heroes here for OG. Good
that's a
fissure.
great
Blocking in AU. That should be first blood here. Stroke of Fate comes in. They've got the toss, and one more shot will come in. First blood here for Thompson. OG starting the game right. On top of getting that first blood, they're gonna pick up 3 bounty rings.
Right, and this is some advice for any mid player pretty much. You can make a lot happen by going to the runes at minute 0. You might miss the block as we see with Thompson now, but there is just so many opportunities for you to actually get a kill or help your team secure bounties. And we see the results here, and as a result of that, he instantly has his bottle. And we spoke about Tiny needing some momentum, but getting first blood, well, that helps a lot.
A lot of damage being thrown out here. Just by having that fissure as well as the ignite early, Tim's sitting at about half health, as is AU. Just trialing up against Anna and Sakshika. But moving over towards mid is Jarak, so you want to be able to find that early fissure, help out Thompson continually as he got that first blood, and here it is. Oh, look at the fissure, but Armel starts going, instead of back towards the river, down towards this bottom lane, through the lane area, and now in trouble. The avalanche comes in, he's got the refraction. Is it going to be enough? No. Thompson now, back-to-back kills, gets first blood, gets a kill on Armel, and already having an amazing time. 1,000 net worth lead for OG.
I really love this rotation by Jerax, recognizing that they don't really have any kill potential top, as I'm seeing that. Looks like they don't really have any potential here.
The Stormhammer coming in. Tim's just throwing pot shots at Jerax. He needs to be very careful. He's one shot from dead, and AU gets it off. He gets low, he runs away. Anna now, he's struggling a little bit, running away from Gabby as well as Tim's. He needs to find an escape, and finally Jerax comes back. He's able to survive as he morphs into strength and keeps himself up.
Level 1 Moef is so weak. You could see him sweating.
He's made of water, it's not sweat.
Good point. Another great fish. Are they gonna have enough damage to kill this Sven though?
Stroke of Fate, though, is doing so much, and now they've got the Inkswell. They're turning it around right onto the Ogre Magi. They'll get yet another kill in this top lane, and the Shackle comes in, locking down Jerax. They kill off Anna. This could just be 3 kills over top, a full cleanup, potentially, for TNC. They've got the Stormhammer, the Mango's eaten. There's the stun on the Jerax. Double kill for Gabby, and they clean up. 1, 2, 3. As easy as ABC here for them, but... Oh, Tim's runs away, so yeah, they lose.
Anna was so close to being in range with the adaptive strike there. I'm not sure how OG can really recover from this though, because their tri-lane doesn't really skill better either. They just need to try to somehow salvage this and get some farm on Anna, because I don't think this lane is winnable anymore. Hobson being very low here.
Be careful, Armel doing a lot of damage. It looked like he was looking for the toss back to Jerax, but misses it, and in turn, is very dead.
Very well played by Armel. I was looking at his mid lane, and it looked like the Psyblades were actually homing missiles. They seem to connect every single time.
He gets the Tiny low enough where Tiny makes a desperation play to throw the T8 under the tower. And he knew if he messed it up, he was going to give up his life. And that's ultimately what happened. And this is just now a lane that started well for the Tiny, giving up a kill there to Armel. Top's not going well, and it might even be getting worse as Anna trying to get out of this one. Gabby's got Stormhammer in 2 seconds. They'll bring over the Ogre Magi, the wind run over. Gabby gets another kill here, and it is Anna's lane crumbling once again in back-to-back games.
This is the downside of going for the adaptive strike at level 2. You have a lot of harassment, you have some good kill potential, but when they go on you, you're super vulnerable.
They're staying aggressive in this top lane. Here you're looking for the Stroke of Fate. Anna attacking both Gabby and Tim's, trying to deter them under this tier 1 tower. It is so much pressure coming out from TNC.
One lane we haven't really spoken about is this bottom lane, and you would expect Sand King to do really well, especially because Seb doesn't have a sentry, but we see Seb actually leading by a lot in denies as well as last hit, so he's doing a really great job, and we've seen before how much a Furion can do with a good start.
So we'll see what Seb will be able to produce for the side of OG. He's close to level 6, and Cuckoo Fissure comes out, as well as the Sprout to keep him next to both Jerax and himself. But it's not going to matter. He'll go into the Sandstorm, have control of this bounty rune, pick it up.
What a cool cat.
All 4 bounty runes? No, 2 bounty runes, sorry, bottled on 2 of them. Go in the way of TNC. But the stun comes out here onto Gabby. The Inkswell, they're trying to run down both Anna as well as this Ogre Magi Sakshika. But the Stormhammer comes in. The Adaptive Strike had pushed him back, so he didn't get stunned up on the Morphling. However, they still get the kill. And this is another kill over top. They'll try to turn it around as Jarex comes in. AU getting hit by that adaptive strike, and Ana gets himself a kill. Meanwhile, Seb kills off Tim.
Very nice rotation by Seb. He got his level 6 and he instantly makes 2 kills happen in the side lane. On mid, Thompson getting very low, just one more hit. Looks like he's gonna be fine for now.
Next, they've got AU coming in again with the stroke of fate. Thompson is playing on the edge here, staying this close, this low. And he gets hit by the burrow strike and will end up dying to Cuckoo, who makes the rotation over.
And this is getting scarier and scarier for OG. This Tiny relies so much on momentum, and right now he's the least farmed core. And it doesn't look like he's gonna have any cool Blink Dagger timing. In fact, he's still struggling to get his face boots.
Hobson, look how far behind he is in experience as well. About a level and a half behind Armel, which is something we saw in the previous game too, where the Ember Spirit of Thompson's was just so far behind and just never made it up. And Armel ran away with the game.
Yeah, you don't want to give Armel any space because Armel TA is terrifying.
Every single lane looking to go the way of TNC. They've moved Ana over bottom against Cuckoo. He's under-leveled against this Sand King, but let's see if OG can make anything happen. They've got Jarex nearby, the adaptive strike coming through as well as the fissure, but that's just a little poke and a prod, but nothing more.
So what I'm very worried about for OG right now is that they need to play S4 to give Ana the space to get some farm on this map, but at the same time, in order to really make plays, they need a blink on Shaker and they need a blink on Tiny. And because they lost the lane so hard, it's gonna be like another 10 minutes for the Shaker and maybe 5 for the Tiny. Which means that the next few minutes are pretty much free for TNC. As I'm seeing that.
From Seb, and now the fissure to block Tim's from able to run away, or being able to run away. One more shot and Tim's will end up falling. The power shot comes through. They've got the Ink Storm, not going to land on anybody on the side of OG. They've got 3 heroes rotating over to help out this Windrunner who ended up falling. See if TNC can make anything happen in a return kill on the exit of OG, but unfortunately, OG are able to escape with that one. Unfortunately for TNC, but beneficially for OG.
I'm surprised TNC stopped chasing that. They knew that the Shaker wasn't level 6 yet, and the Tiny isn't exactly scary either. But still, pretty disciplined play. I don't blame them.
That's what OG needs. They need to get a couple more of those pickups, find kills where they can. But at the same time, you know, they need to recover. They've got Seb sitting top of the net worth for OG. Followed that up by the Morphling, only 300 gold behind that. But in between the two of them is that Sand King. So the 3 cores of TNC, very farmed. All 3 lanes going really well for TNC, and they're looking to take advantage. TPing out towards top 3 heroes here is Thompson all by his lonesome self. Throw a trap at the way of this Tiny, but misses. Meanwhile, Cuckoo just sandstorm under the tier 1 tower. Seb trying to pressure, look for this courier that has been shielded up. They are coming over like they want to make a play under the tier 1 tower. See what they're able to do. There's the Sentry Ward placed. Now Cuckoo's been spotted. He'll morph into the Sand King. Burrow Strike comes out, but now the Burrow Strike back at Ana. And they still spot him. He's still under the Sentry, but he's just able to TP away. However, you know, they don't get that kill. They'll be able to take the tier 1 tower, so they get something for pressure over bottom.
I think that was a misclick from Ana. He had the Strength Adaptive Strike ready as well to cancel the TP.
Blessings. Dire's top tower is under attack.
Top TPing out though. They still get the tier 1. Gotta get anything they can grab their hands on. They're only down 1,000 net worth. It's not awful, or now 2,000 net worth, but it definitely feels like TNC are ahead by quite a bit more, despite it only being.
It's gonna be really important for OG to find a few more pickoffs, because if they just wait for these blinks, this TA is gonna be like 3 slaughter toys and stuff like that. has his blink. They wanna take a fight here.
Night throwing. They've got the trap under the feet of Seb, but immediately taken out.
Looks like Ana is finding some space on this bottom lane. Very nice for
Which he
him.
desperately needed after the laning phase.
Oh yeah, for sure. And he queued up a Linken's, which I kind of like, because TNC has a lot of jump, as we spoke about. But at the same time, even having a Linken's isn't gonna be enough for him to survive these fights. He needs more, and he needs it fast.
Look out for fallen rocks!
Performing really well. He's going into the Vlads. It was the Desolator next for Templar Assassin who picked up that BK, or picked up the Blink, not BKB, first. And now working on the Desolator, we'll see how that starts to go. Is it's Midas first for the Sven. Going into the Echo Saber, maybe we see a Blink Dagger a little bit further down the line. Blink Dagger being built here by the Sand King as well, so they'll have that Blink initiation to go in on the OG, something that they're lacking right now to maybe stop them from moving over onto a fight mid.
Feels like it's the calm before the storm. Everyone is just trying to finish up on those few key items.
Visibility.
For a Blink of his own, too.
Also, this tiny taunt is so annoying because it looks like Pungo ulti. You know, he just jumps up and rolls like a ball. It gives me Pungo PTSD.
Things calming down from what was the aggression early on from TNC. It was pretty quickly, and things have kind of settled down where teams are just trying to finish their next item or so. Get ready, like you said, calm before the storm. They're looking to make something happen, but they're waiting for these next couple of items. It'll be the Echo Saber for the Sven, the Blink Dagger for the Sand King, and having that initiation for TNC is what they want. As for OG, they want the same. They want a Blink Dagger here for the Tiny. They want that ability to get in the... And they're working on a Blink Dagger on the Earthshaker, but that is a ways out. See how willing OG are.
Ooh,
Kinda
Armel
just sit back
setting
and
up for
TNC.
Thompson. There is a smoke
Blink
coming as
forward,
well,
Meld
so
Strike tosses him back.
Look out!
he should
Pulling
be
him
dead
down,
here.
Tim's coming over, and the Shackle through onto the creep, hits this Tiny. Thompson throws the avalanche out. Stroke of Fate will miss. Thompson's still alive for now, trying to run his way out of this one. The Inkswell, but the Blink Meld Strike Soulbind also used, and they will finally chase and kill this Tiny.
Oh, such a nice shackle. Really well done by Tims.
He got the Blink Dagger before he died, though, so not the worst thing in the world there for the Tiny.
And that's really big actually, because they haven't seen it yet. They could try to make a play with this fresh blink. They have vision over Armel on top lane, so it's definitely a juicy target.
Regeneration.
I'm really surprised that OG and Ana specifically is keeping up with TNC's farming. Like, you would expect a TA to farm a lot faster than this. Than a Morphling at least. But it's Ana. I mean, it's always surprising to see that he just pulls farm out of the map when you think there is none.
Been able to recover quite well right now. He's going into the Lincoln Sphere. First, it does look like OG's trying to set up. They still have this ward here spotting Armel. It's spotted AU. So they know that they're nearby, and Hobson looking to use this blink, this fresh blink, and there it is. Blink toss right into the hands of the Ogre Magi as well as the Earthshaker. They'll bring in Seb. The Power Shot comes in as well as the Soulbind and the Shackle. The silence is through. Armel ends up dying. They'll look as Seb continuing to chase on the AU. He's got the Inkswell on top of him. The trap slows them up, but the blink forward coming in from Thompson, continuing on the AU. The Avalanche is used and not getting to that shrine. They'll take out a second. So OG show off the blink. They get 2 for it, and the fresh blink paying off already.
And suddenly, this game is almost even.
Ooh, and they're looking to go after Gabby. Seb moves over, and Gabby just backs off, so now they'll try for the tier 1 mid. Cuckoo, he's just got his blink as well, so They're trying to debut a Blink here. Blink, Burrow Strike lands on 2 as well as the Shackle. They've got the Stormhammer. They are stun locking the side of OG. The Avalanche is going to be thrown out, which finally hits on a Cuckoo. As TNC give chase for a moment, they get the kill here onto the Ogre Magi, and 5 heroes over mid for TNC. All the while, Ana just trying to farm as much as he can. OG trying to buy him some time.
Warriors of the wood.
Will look for the tier 1 tower, the Blink Burrow Strike. God Strength Fuse, Power Shot coming in. Armel gets the kill on a Seb. They lock him in pretty well. And Gabby, he's in trouble. The Stormhammer comes in. The Adaptive Strike from Ana to get the kill. So a great trade there from OG. Waveform forward. Now their eyes are on the Windrunner. The Shackle locks in both the Tiny as well as the Morphling. Jerax coming in. He's got the Fissure available. Will land the stun. The Blink forward from Thompson. Avalanche toss. And now he'll morph into this Sven. Throw the Stormhammer, get the kill, and it looks decent for OG, but they still lose the Ogre mid. Very well done there by OG to grab a lot of net worth back in their favor, and Ana now sitting top of the net worth. They have made so much space for this Morphling.
Ooh, Epicenter gonna come out.
Over mid, Burrow Strike, Armel here. Meld Strike comes in and a quick kill on the Jerax.
TNC has so much burst damage.
Earthshaker, but well worth it to get the kill.
But it's super important that OG managed to defend this tier 1 on mid. Because that tower gives you so much map control. TNC might still try to commit to take it, but just defending that tier 1 tower buys Ana so much space.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
That's gotten his space. He's gone into that Lincoln's. Now going over for the E-Blade. Like to see a bit more farm here for Thompson as he's going into the Echo Saber. Armel, he's finished off the Desolator. AU goes down to Jerax, Seb, and the Ogre of Sakshka.
And even denied the tower. Has to feel bad for AU there.
Finally take a little bit of a net worth lead right back to TNC. However, that's how close this game is. But OG have held on from the early aggression of TNC. They have built time here for Ana and might be looking to fight as they start to feel comfortable in this one.
And it's always very interesting to see a situation like this where both teams are just really confident in their scaling.
Blink. Avalanche toss right onto Gabby. The Adaptive Strike. They stun lock him. And they get the kill. Now they'll look for more. The Stroke Phase comes in. The Waveform's going to be used by Ana to move forward on the AU. They'll grab a second. Thompson moving so quickly towards Cuckoo. The Blink just gets away. Avalanche on its Tims. But a little bit further back, Cuckoo is back in the hands of OG. And they will get themselves a third. Double kill for Ana. And OG are starting to snowball.
I feel like this is one of the biggest strengths for OG. They're so good at recognizing which fights they can take and when a hero is out of position. Even when they're behind or it's completely even, it can feel like OG is leading by so much just because of the fights they take.
Radiant structures are fortified.
The TNC now need to be the ones who hold on. Not go well for them over in that mid-exchange, but it was such a good job there from OG to get to Gabby. Avalanche toss, fissure, everything there to make sure he could not get away. They were able to grab that kill, grab 2 more off of that as TNC tried to disengage. And they did a good job of pressuring them over, and Ana now just the Eagle Song away from getting himself this E-Blade and taking that next step forward in his item progression. They're looking to keep the pressure on. It's smoked up.
I have to give a lot of props to Ana. He's just so good at, like, not being a presence on the map at all. Just farming jungle, sometimes farming lanes, and then when it counts, he is there and he delivers.
Blink Echo Slam here. Used onto the Sand King. Avalanche with the fissure. There's the toss again. Locking him in, waiting for Ana to just take that last hit and get the kill. He's now unstoppable as they grab themselves yet another. It was Echo Slam committed to that one. But OG will pressure over mid. Look to take a tier 2.
Yeah, you're super happy to use an Echo Slam for that. This should secure the tier 2 for them, which is another pretty damn important tower.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is
Like
under
TNC
attack.
is quite committed to defending this one.
Seb's continuing to farm here. He's got the Solar Crest as well as the Vlads going into the Heaven's Halberd. He's doing really well. He's just a touch below this Sven. And, you know, he was the one who had done well, and he was the only lane who had really gotten well for OG. TNC did a good job in the laning phase, mid and over top, but he was once he got that 6 and started to move over and work with his team, that's where it seemed like OG started to take a little bit of control in this game.
And I'm a big fan of Seb's item build too. He recognizes that he doesn't need to be that split pushy, high damage Orchid kind of Nature's Prophet, and he can just be the guy supporting Ana. Because, well, that's how you win TI. Just make sure that he has a good game.
Dire are scanning.
Right now, Gabby got this BKB. It's fresh 10-second BKB with the Desolator ready of Templar. As Armel, he's also looking for a BKB. And I think that's going to be a moment where TNC feel confident in what they're bringing to the table. They'll have these BKBs, they'll have the Deso, the Blinks, the ability to maybe take down these OG heroes, but going a little too far forward is Gabby the Blink. Avalanche toss, BKB's going to be forced out, the Burrow Strike hits here onto the Tiny, and he's got the Shackle. It'll land on the tree behind him with the Spirit Vessel on top. Thompson ends up falling. So they get a great kill there over mid. What looked like it might have been a misstep from Gabby to move a little too far forward, knowing that the Tiny was there ready with a Blink, but it works out in their favor with the follow-up that they were bringing.
You could see Ana being very hesitant to commit for that one. It's because he didn't see the Sand King, and we've spoken about like OG being a good lineup and all, but if TNC gets a good initiation, they still have so much control, so much damage, especially to a Morphling without BKB. Rex has to see in this room, so he sees Armel.
Armel, there's the fissure. Seb's going to be coming over as well. Ana, they've got the Solar Crest placed in from Seb. Armel taking a lot of damage here and unable to survive with the E-Blade shotgun to the face of this TA.
He's pinging out the word, but little did he know that Jarex was just in this next to him.
Oh, it might be another one here. AU Inkswell will pop, stun up the Morphling, but they've got the fissure and they've got the kill here for Thompson. So another pickoff for OG.
These are big
They're just
kills.
grabbing towers and they're continuing forward. Teams has to be very careful. The E-Blade of Tap to Strike gonna get yet another kill. They didn't even have the tier 2 the moment they went for that, but they got the tier 2 as they were pressuring the high ground. They get the buyback from the Grimstroke, and all of a sudden this is looking really shaky for TNC despite being down only 4,000 net worth.
Radiant's middle tower is falling.
How much Ana is doing. He'll waveform forward aggressively, and whoa, just getting hit with that E-Blade as well as the Adaptive Strike. He just fought back. Epicenter will be charged up. The Burrow Strike lands on it 2. Armel trying to follow it up with a Meld Strike. Thompson getting low. The Fissure hits. Thompson still alive. The waveform forward from Ana, and now he's tossed up. They've got the Refraction trying to hide. Meld Strike finally taking out the Tiny, but he's stunned up and in a lot of trouble. Armel needs to get out of this one, but the Echo Slam committed. Jarex gets the kill, and they will take out the TA dead for 50 seconds. Oh, Blink Burrow Strike as well as the Shackle. Jarex goes down. They've shackled up Seb. They'll buy back on the Earthshaker. But TNC needs to be very careful. He's being spotted. He's under the Sentry Ward, and they take out this Sand King. Oh, man. OG just continuing to find one after the other. The buybacks coming in from TNC, and they die again, unfortunately. Now they're going to lose this mid-set of racks.
And they might even go further. There's no buybacks on TNC.
Fissure just on the edge. Tim's pop the Lincolns. They've thrown the Shackle, but Tim's unable to survive, dead for 46.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack. Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
Looks like OG is satisfied with just getting this one set of wrecks. They know that the Aegis is gonna last for a while longer, so there is no rush.
Got the Aegis for a long time. They could just reset, heal up, and move back in, or they can fall back, form up their next couple of items, and look to go in just a moment. Got this Aegis to play around. They've got the advantage, a 7,000 net worth lead. They feel like they're in a really good spot.
We haven't really felt the impact of this TA too much. She's struggling so much in these fights because she doesn't have a BKB yet, and at the same time she can't really man-fight the small thing.
Blink, Stormhammer, Cuckoo over, Blink Burrow Strike coming in as well as the Meld Strike. Sebi able to survive. The Fissure hits on a 3. Teams comes over. The Shackle's not going to land on anybody, but they'll still get the kill. Anna comes in with the E-Blade. Adaptive Strike. Fissure again. And Tims ends up falling. But the Inkswell trying to stun up this Morphling long enough so TNC can get back into this one. Epicenter going to be thrown down. Thompson ends up dying. They'll look for another one in Sakshka. They'll get themselves the Ogre Magi. They'll look over at Anna, who morphs into the Earthshaker and throws out a Fissure. Anna still trying to run the waveform away, but they are keeping up. They're doing quite a bit of damage. The Shackle comes in. The Lincolns will be popped. The Stroke of Fate, and finally the Aegis will be popped. And Jerax help out enough. There's the Burrow Strike, Meld Strike coming in. They've got the silence through from this Grimstroke onto Anna, and will finally take him out. It's a 10-time spree going the way of Armel, which he desperately needed, and now they're looking for even more. They look over at Thompson. They've got the Burrow Strike, Stormhammer, and everybody from TNC is getting into this one. It was just a 7,000 net worth lead a second ago. We're back at even. OG have thrown everything away to TNC.
Beautifully capitalized by TNC. They recognized that that was a choke point, and they just got off all of their control spells in that one confined space, and OG just melted. And once the Morphling's team is dead, there is no way to protect him, and he just gets controlled.
They threw everything away in that one fight. TNC pulling it back. I mean, they're a set of racks down. It felt like this game was just going for OG. They felt so far ahead, and all of a sudden TNC find the one fight that they needed by their shrine and turn this game on its head immediately.
One mistake.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
They're gonna smoke up off that. Just
I'd love
aggressive.
to see an OG hero try to pick up a pipe,
Are scanning.
because there is so much magic damage on TNC as well. Like we've seen before, just like the Sand King plus a power shot just deletes a hero from the game. TNC going for a smoke here. Are they gonna find Seb? Quite unlikely, as he just TPs away.
And he gets over to mid. The smoke fizzles out here for TNC, but you know, you can see the idea in their heads that they want to stay aggressive. They feel so much confidence off of that exchange. They feel like they want to be the ones pressuring OG now.
I feel like this is one of these games where it all comes down to initiation. If TNC finds a good jump and they start off the fight like 5v3, 5v4, they're gonna win every single fight. But the same thing could be said about OG. If Ana is in a good position and he just starts the fight with some E-Blade on like Wind Ranger, it's gonna be the fight being in their favor. At the same time, we see Thompson just using his trusty shovel, digging up one of the item spins in a competitive match. That's confidence.
Of course, turn into an Arcana for him that he'll show off during the major. They go for the tier 2 bottom. I mean, they rip through these objectives, especially Anna, who's able to morph into the Earthshaker and give himself the enchant totem.
But at the same time, Gabby is keeping up.
He's close to having this Daedalus.
Yeah, he's gonna have it now. I still think Anna's gonna be able to man-fight him though. The problem for Ana is not like the Sven or anything, it's just the fact that there is so much control and he only has one Lincolns, so if the entirety of TNC jumps him, he's just gonna die because OG doesn't really have any like defensive utility either. They don't have an Oracle, they don't have Glimmers. They do have one Force on Jerax, which could help, but at the same time, he is really vulnerable in these team fights. Ooh, this is juicy. Looks like Anna's gonna go for the Aghanim Scepter on Morphling.
How often do you see that on Morph?
I have to say, I haven't seen it too much, but if any player can make it work...
Anna.
Boy, try. Speaking about Aghanims, Thompson is going for one as well, and I just bloody love this Aghanim. It's like an ion cannon. Just stand far away and just bombard the shit out of the enemy team.
Both teams trying to find the pressure on Roche. They both don't want to give up this next Aegis. It means so much, but finally
For sure, it's cheese as well. Bcop, are you a bit disappointed looking at this Ogre's build?
It's not Midas. I'll tell you that much.
True.
It should have been Midas.
I mean, he does have bracers. He's a very tanky guy. He's just basically a bloodlust with 1900 HP. This is all they need, kinda. Ooh, this is scary though.
Ogre. Stormhammer, Meld Strike. Fissure's gonna be a complete whiff.
1900 HP, 13 Dynamite. Dead in the fountain.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
He could have had that Midas there.
Right, Aghanims coming out for Thompson now. I expect big things from this man. I mean, it's a win-win. Either he destroys people or he does absolutely nothing and Reddit is happy.
We'll see how it ends up. Flamethrower strike, that's going into the Earthshaker. Just get two-shot is Jerax, and now they've got the Silence arm of the Morphling. He's trying to get away from the side of TNC. Gabby controlling him. There is the E-Blade who's on to this Morphling, but he's unable to get away despite trying to get himself out. AU gets the kill on Anna. They look for more. Seb surrounded by these heroes on the side of TNC, but he is in a bad spot. Thompson using that axe. It's not doing anything. And Seb just nowhere to go, nowhere to hide, ends up dying. 3 heroes, 4 heroes gone on OG. And TNC right back with the lead.
That was the ideal start for TNC. First they found the Ogre, then they take down Jerax on the Shaker, then they find Morphling, and it's all one by one. And now they could try to force a buyback, but at the same time Roche has found. So this is perfect timing for TNC. Finding a crucial pickoff right as Roche spawns. Now I understand why they have high-level battle passes, so of course Roche spawns now. Like when you get a lucky Roche spawn or some nice crits. It's Papa Gaben thanking you for high-level battle passes.
Nothing OG can do for that. And they were down to just the Ogre and just the Tiny. I mean, what is Thompson gonna do? You can't stop them from picking up this Aegis. Now they've got the second life here on Armel. It is completely flopped over from what it was 10 minutes ago.
We've seen Thompson have a huge amount of impact just with the tossbacks, but when it comes to scaling and remaining relevant,
It's not in my nature, but
The hidden ones have blessed me.
It's in the hands of TNC. We'll see what their next move is here. OG
Dire are scanning.
now on their back foot. Something we haven't really seen all game, as TNC had been the ones trying to defend as long as they could to find themselves a spot. They lost the mid-tier 3 and Ceterax very early on. Now TNC are the ones pressuring OG. Stun comes out, Flamethrower quick Melt Strike coming in onto the Ogre Mad with a power shot, as well as the Stormhammer finally lands. They'll throw the Fissure. Jerax on the back lines, maybe looking for a potential Echo Slam. He's got it up and ready. They've used up Seb. Still not engaged just yet. They find Tim's. They've got the Solar Crest on him. They do quite a bit of damage. The Waveform forward with the Burrow Strike. They'll get the kill, and not only is it going to be Pop, Gabby comes in with the big KB. The Stormhammer comes through with the Morphling. Let's see if they can get the kill onto the Anna. Onto Anna. Buyback comes out from the Ogre Magi as well as the Windrunner. They've tossed up Seb. Meld Strike. Not doing enough there, and TNC trying to disengage. Thompson blinks forward. He's got the Avalanche. Goes into the ult, but they've got themselves this Shackle Shot. The Echo Flame coming out here from Jerax. Seb from behind them. They'll pop the Aegis. The silence finally comes back to AU. They're getting the kill on a Gabby. He's going to be dead for 93 seconds. He's got buyback. OG continuing to chase the 4-step forward. Over for the finisher. They've got him into the sprout. Back into the ult, throwing these trees that he sprouted around him. Don't find another one. Gabby is the only casualty here after they got Tims to buy back. And they also popped that Aegis.
It's always so scary to play against Jarek Shaker. You never know where he is, and then Thompson jumps in, makes sure that people are focusing him, and Jarek gets a beautiful Echo Slam. I like the way OG took that fight as well. It was very drawn out. Like, the moment they saw the BKBs, they went back a little bit, then they bought back, they kept chasing. Just very nice in-fight execution by OG. And they might be able to force his Sven buyback here. It would be really big.
Enforce buyback, that would be huge. He's dead for another 35 seconds. They've got the Hex here onto the TA. They've also got Glyph, so they're trying to buy their time. It's 5 heroes here for OG, looking to push the top tier 3. I'll clean up the creep wave.
Did you see that? Anna actually managed to use the tree volley from Tiny. I didn't know you could use it when you are merged into your Tiny, but I guess it makes sense. It isn't an ultimate and you have Aghanim's too.
Shackle lands on a step. They're going to charge up the Epicenter. Blink forward. That's going to be the barrel strike. That's going to land on a 2. And now BKB's going to be popping around now, trying to hold on. And Sven's going to be coming back in 4 seconds time. They take out Anna, dead for 90. Now OG need to try and get out of this one. The BKB is going to be popped by Seb. He'll also TP out. They'll look for the Ogre Magi. Barrel strike misses as Sakshka trying to weave his way through the trees. But there's no way out of the hands of TNC on this one. And they will get themselves a second on the exit.
We could see once again OG was showing signs of life, and then Ana messes up once, he gets locked down and he just goes down. I feel like he really needs a BKB. Right, so I said earlier that Seb isn't really going for that split pushy kind of core profit, but he's getting really fat, and he added a Mjolnir to his arsenal now, so looks like he might be transitioning into more of a right-clicking style profit.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
As you say that, he tries to pressure the bottom tier 3, while TNC are over top. We'll go for a tier 3 of their own. The Glyph is forced out as it's 30 seconds until they've got Anna as well as the Ogre back. Gabby frontlining on this one. He's got the God Strength. Seb comes in, but the Barrel Strike's going to land here from Cuckoo. Seb needs to be a little bit careful. They've got the Avalanche coming in. They've disarmed this Sven. But the BKB is hot. The Dream Volley coming in. Gabby taking a lot of damage. He'll force the BKB. He's locked in the Sprout, but is able to finally blink away.
I feel like TNC is going to be pretty happy with that. They didn't get the racks, but they did get a meaningful objective, because now they can take shrines. At the same time though, OG still has 2 towers on the bottom lane, which is always really important once it goes a bit later, because it means an extra fortification, and it means that if you lose a fight, you're not just gonna lose straight megas.
A little bit of a life raft for them if they were to lose a fight over top. Seb clearing up some vision here. He is top of the net worth, so farmed. Let's see if he continues to try and rat out this game. He was bottom at the start of that exchange, trying to push out a little bit. But Roche 2 minutes away at least, so there is some time here between now and the third Roche. Potentially give us a Ag Sin.
I would really love... That's a big pick up from Seb.
Strike, Seb in trouble. They've got the Hex to follow it up. There's the Shackle, Meld Strike, Power Shot, and everything there for TNC to grab again another kill.
Looks like they could be forcing something here. At the same time, Sven ulti is running out, so looks like they probably won't. I would love them to give a tone to the TA, because I feel like Templar Assassins level 25 is easily in like the top 10 best 25 talents. Having a 6-second cooldown, 1.5 seconds stun, that pierces BKB? Yes, please.
Close to that level 25, continuing to pressure over towards top of Visual lands though. Gabby forcing the BKB out and continuing to jump forward. He's got that gap closed because he's turned into the Earthshaker who's got the eggs. I mean, Ana's got a free blink here. With the totem, he's hitting so hard. They've got themselves the shackle shot. Ana needs to be a little bit careful as the Stroke of Fate comes in. He'll try to totem jump again. Armel, Lincoln's pop now jumping away. He's by himself and needs to be careful on the top end of this shrine area. The rest of the team a little bit further down, but finally now regroups with his team.
He has an arcane rune, so with the cooldown reduction of his Aghanims, he has a 4-second cooldown Lincoln Sphere while Moef. 4 seconds.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
Right, I'm warming up to the idea of the Aghanims, boy.
Yeah.
It's actually
That
kind of
just gives
cool
him the
because
big
if you
jump.
buy a BKB and you use it while Moef, you also have the cooldown reduction even if you switch back to Moefling.
So much there for Ana.
This game has been so back and forth, but it looks like we're in a spot now where both teams are pretty much even, and a lot is gonna come down to this next Roche. Could be an Aghanims, could be a Refresher, but it's gonna be a big deal either way.
That's what it should come down to. The Tree Volley giving up his positioning there. They know where they are as the smoke is out from TNC. They've swapped spots. And Ana, Lincoln's pop, Inkswell, he's trying to get out of this one. Armel moves forward, he's got the Hex, but they've also got the Stun that's going to come through on the Gabby, who's yet to pop that BKB. He'll be able to Echo or Totem out of here. And now set with BKB pop as well as Armel. The Echo Slam comes in, but it's not really that effective. They've got themselves the Avalanche as well as the Burrow Strike coming around. Seb on the back lines, and Jarek's taking a lot of damage as they'll finally get the kill here on AU, but Jarek's falls, as does Armel. Look forward and Totem. Jumping, trying to keep up with Tim's. Here comes Seb. They'll sprout him up. Team's just... Oh, Jesus. The totem shot from Ana destroys him.
This Moefling Aghanims with the Earthshaker. I mean, we were doubting it before, but this just looks evil.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
This is disgusting. Blink Burrow Strike landing on the two. They've got the silence through on the Thompson. Let's see if they can do anything with this. The buyback comes out from Armel. They've got the wave going forward. Gabby trying to do it again. The Stormhammer hits on it too. Starting to hit away the buyback as they've lost Cuckoo. They've got themselves the Hex and a Morphling, but it's not going to be enough. He's able to back off. Soulvine comes in, starting the Tree Volley. Godstrike going to be popped here by Gabby. There's the Stroke of Fate. Up in the air is Topsy. Meltstrike comes in. Are defending, but is it going to be enough? Ogre Magi trying to give up his life so the rest of OG can get out of here. Ana, though, will back off as he sees Thompson die and 2 heroes dead on OG.
And with that, Armel does hit the 25 now, and looks like Thompson has a buyback, so I wouldn't be surprised to see it coming out to defend this Roshan.
This is Refresher Shard Roche.
Could be pretty nice for this fan, just to make sure he has 2 BKBs, because we see him getting kited more and more in these fights. It looks like OG isn't willing to use the buyback.
Burrow Strike. That's going to land here on the Jerax. They got the figure coming out from Ana as well as the E-Blade through onto the Sand King, but Jerax is dead. Does have buyback, but 3 heroes gone right now for OG. And the Aegis, Refresher Shard picked up for TNC.
Thompson and Jarek still down for something like 40 seconds. And TNC is knocking on their high ground.
Can Ana do enough here?
He's still very far away. They have 2 sets of wrecks on OG, but can they defend this?
Dire structures are fortified.
Got the help of Sev and Sachka on this Ogre Magi, but Cliff comes out. The BKB is going to be popped here by Gabby. They'll sprout him up, trying to keep this Rax alive, and they start to blink away. They will attempt to exit. BKB's committed to this TP out.
They really want to make sure they don't lose any heroes there, and I don't blame them. If you lose heroes there, that means OG just voices out more buybacks of you, and you don't really want to be in that kind of a position where you don't have buybacks and just one set of racks. So I really don't blame TNC for playing safe, even if they do have Aegis Cheese Refresher. This is not the time to rush things. Right, Ana. Skadi as well.
Just 400 behind, picking up his buyback as well, which he'll desperately need. They're going to need all the buybacks they can get. Gabby 50 gold behind his, but he'll pick it up after cleaning up that camp. The only ones without buyback right now are Mel, who's gone for 4 minutes 45 seconds on his buyback. 5 minutes here for Tim's. 4.5 and 5 minutes for the Grimstroke of a Cuckoo.
I'm surprised there is still no pipe on OG. I would have expected maybe like Hobson to try and pick it up, or Jarex maybe. It looks like they're not really that interested in getting that magic damage absorption. Instead, just picking up more traditional late game items like the rings, ghost scepters, that kind of stuff.
So TNC, they've got the Aegis Cheese and the Refresher Shard. Is there a moment they're kind of looking for, or are they just going to start to pressure bottom and go all out?
I feel like they're just very hesitant. They don't really want to commit to anything because they know one mistake and OG just punishes you, but at the same time they have a timing now with the Aegis. Looks like they just want as much map control as they can possibly get before really committing to any kind of push or play.
Still got some decent time left here on the Aegis. Radiant's picked up now for the Sand King.
As you can see, TNC, they only have buyback on the Sven. All of the rest bought back 5 minutes ago. That's probably why they don't want to commit to anything. We see OG, they are hungry. They know about these buybacks and they're like, if we can find some kills, if we can find some pickoffs, we can potentially get megas here, which would be huge.
Starting to posture over bottom despite not having it as cheap a Refresher Shard. Like you said, they want these buybacks. There's the blink with the Burrow Strike coming in, but the pitch is going to come out from Derek. The BKB is going to be popped by Gabby as well as Armel. They'll take out Anna so quickly. He's got buyback. God Strength's going to be popped here by Gabby looking for this Ogre Magi. They'll blink forward. Stun comes down on the teams. Not sure if it's going to matter. Burrow Strike in. They blocked him down. They'll get the kill. 2 heroes gone on OG, and they will pay for their pressure. Thompson now needs to run. Cuckoo might be able to close the gap, but he doesn't have blink for 8 more seconds. Uses the Burrow Strike to shoot a line up. They've got themselves the duels. Gotten the lockdown here for Thompson. There's God Strength once again with the Refresher Shard being popped here by Gabby. Sprout blocking Thompson away and with the side of TNC, but he is still alive. BKB finally popped by Gabby. They'll get the kill onto this tiny takeout 3 as they try to disengage, and TNC come out ahead on that engagement.
I have to say, that was some very aggressive positioning by
Dire's bottom
Ana.
shrine is under attack.
He knows that they don't really have any defensive abilities, so looks like he was about to get out because it was getting too dangerous, and then he just gets jumped, Lincoln's get cancelled, and then
Dire's
he just
bottom
falls.
shrine has fallen.
And TNC, they want something, but at the same time they still don't have these buybacks, so even now with 3 heroes down, 5 heroes up, Aegis up, they're still hesitant.
They've got the Sprout, they've got the Hex, trying to move forward. Armel forced to pop that BKB. And Fissure, it's on the AU. They've got the Avalanche to follow it up and get the kill. Seb will get credit for that one. Get one of their own, dead for 106 seconds. But buyback back in 50.
So they find this really big pickoff on Ana and they don't get anything out of it. They don't get another set of racks. I mean, they got shrines, I suppose, so that's nice. But you really want to find more when in the late game you pick off the enemy carry. My god, Seb is so rich. It's not just the dollars for people using SEP, it's in-game gold as well.
He's up on the Sin by 4,000 net worth. He has done so well this game. But yet still TNC looking close to pulling it all the way back from where it once was. I would say the midway mark when OG had an 11,000 net worth lead. Shackle comes out onto Seb. We'll see if they can follow it up. Now they've got the Hex as well as the Spirit Vessel. BKB's going to be popped by Armel. The Burrow Strike lands onto Seb. They've got the E-Boy thrown from Ana to Seb, but is it going to be enough? Gabby moving forward. They'll get the kill. He's going to be dead. He'll buy back immediately. The Avalanche comes in. They've also got the Shackle. That's going to lock in Ana. He's in trouble once again. They've got the damage. He'll get the kill. He's going to be dead for 100. He'll buy back immediately. They've lost nobody on the side of TNC. Cuckoo moving over. The Finch gets done by Jared. They've got the Silence coming out onto Seb. He just bought back. He needs to be careful moving forward. Tops for the Avalanche running onto 2. Tins alive. Just for a little bit longer. Cuckoo. He ends up dying, but on the front line, he's Thompson. The damage coming in from TNC is just too much. Gabby ends up dying. He'll buy back immediately. Silence is out onto the Tiny. The Fisher eats something from Jarex, and now the chase is continuing on from TNC. They'll throw the Stormhammer. They'll get the kill onto Thompson. They'll look over at Gabby. The Stormhammer is going to be thrown back from Anna onto Gabby, who's able to be saved by the Glimmer Cape. OG trying to disengage here is TNC. They want to finish it off now, knowing that the Steelers have fought back. Thompson dead for 2 minutes here with no buyback. The Fisher comes through from Jarex. They'll take out Shashka, and now TNC, can they get anything else? So
only the TA, Windranger, Shaker, and Ogre still have buyback. All the rest bought back.
Mort? Tim's dead. Gem on the deck. OG get one back there. But Armel coming over. Again, you gotta remember this is Seb who just bought back. The traps are gonna come out. The BKB is gonna be popped here by Seb as well as Armel trying to run the Burrow Strike inside the board playing. And now Armel will go into the bell, but he's hexed up. He's been spotted. They've got the gem. They'll get the kill. Tim's fight back. He's got the check on the two of these heroes. And now Gabby moving over. Oh, Burrow Strike as well as the Stormhammer. They'll get the kill on Seb and Ada. They just bought back. They're dead for 2 minutes.
There are no buybacks
man.
from OG except for Jerax, but still, TNC has to get through all of these towers and all of these buildings to get megas. I'm not sure if they have the time. They could just try to go for the throne as well though. Creeps are coming through the middle lane. This has to be a really scary time for both teams.
Oh. They're dead for 2 minutes.
Jerax.
And, oh, Jerax. He's got Echo Slam to work with, but that's about it. Here's God's Strength. He'll go after the tier 3.
They have time.
That's exactly what they're going to do. It's 75 seconds without Seb or Anna. Blink Burrow Strike coming in from Kuku. TNC might be able to bring this one back. They'll take out his Earthshaker. He's going to buy back immediately. He's looking for the Echo Storm of his life. Looking for the Echo Storm of his dreams. But they've got the Ancient exposed. And now, Gabby moving forward with the God Strength. Shashka trying to survive here. Getting taken out by everybody on the side of TNC. Taking the Ancient. They'll get the game. TNC! They win it 2-1!
What a performance. It felt like it was slipping away multiple times, but ultimately they just saw the perfect initiations